9.
We have moved to a different room.
Okay.
Because I could tell that, like, I was trying to make it more time,
Yeah.
so I was adding more to it, and when I was doing that, like, will it sound okay? Yeah, but that's not, like, a good way to practice, so I need to, like, pin down exactly what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Ew, are those earmuffs? Yikes.
It does sound good, but if you're trying to emphasize the points that matter to you,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, that makes sense of you like needing to have it more manuscripted than
Yeah.
out of your own
Brain.
head.
Let me write something
But I think
down.
you're definitely at time.
Yeah. Because I'm not worried about, like, getting there if I talk slower, but do you think I talked, like, weirdly slow? Because I felt like at some points I was talking, like, a sloth. But
To
that's just,
you, it probably felt that way, but I didn't think you did.
was it like a normal pace, finally?
Yeah. But something that you tended to do when I knew that you were really trying to slow yourself down is you would say so as a way to fill that pause, which is natural. It's what
Wait,
you
was it when I went like, so?
It was in the beginning that you did that a lot.
Okay.
So, as I said, so it's, if you're going to slow down, get comfortable with the pauses. Because filling them is defeating the purpose.
Yes.
I say that kindly, not at all aggressively.
Oh, no, I mean, this is coaching. You've been a very kind, and I need, like, criticism.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There was also a moment where you were pointing, which you weren't like pointing at the audience.
I'm so bad about pointing.
But I saw you pointing and I was like, bringing those fingers in.
That's something that I'm actually so bad about. I'm like a pointer. Naturally, I'll just like point places and I realize it's so rude.
Yeah, I do it too. I don't find it rude.
Did I do it like, what? Do you remember what part I was in?
You were, I didn't write it down. It was a point, it was like you were trying to emphasize, like, I think it was when you were talking about the model in the blue swimsuit.
Oh, yeah.
I think you were like, and I'm like, and, with your whole hand.
I'm gonna put these palms together. I'm so bad about that. Like,
I do
okay,
it too.
so don't point. Okay, yes.
And then I think when you're talking about the pendulum,
Mm-hmm.
it would be really effective if you were on, if you worked your way across when you're talking, like, you kind of start out like, I'm mid-sized, I'm glad I figured out, and that's like, you should start in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're talking about body positivity and like being a curvy queen, which is something you said is kind of destructive, I would be on one side of the room. And then when you start talking about like being super skinny and it being unhealthy, be on the other side, and then end in the middle.
And back in the middle. I like that. Awesome.
So like when you're starting out, I think you start out, I'm fat.
Yeah.
So I would start like right here.
So then every time I talk about being like fat, go to the right of the room, and then every time I mention like the skinniness. Yeah.
This is me being mid-sized, and this is me being an unhealthy.
An unhealthy queen.
We all had our moments.
We do.
I think it would emphasize more, and then when you talk about the pendulum swing, you might like, I don't know how to do that effectively.
Yeah.
But like I would go between.
I
don't know. I can't remember exactly what you say. It's something like, and I was on, and the pendulum swung.
It was, it's when I'm talking about, so I explained how I was like doing restrictive eating, but then the pendulum started to swing the other way, and then from then on, blah, blah, blah. So do you think I should draw out, and then the pendulum became to swing the other way?
Yeah, I would go, I'm on this side, and then like do a hand gesture that shows that you're moving here.
Yeah. Let me add that.
Because they kind of like mimic
Yeah.
a pendulum.
Yes, I love that. I'm trying to write it on my speaker notes.
Ooh.
For my slides. That honestly could be like a beneficial thing to do, is writing my speaker notes. So,
I wrote wilt. Oh no, I wrote with it.
with it.
But I think I was talking about the pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
There's another thing. Your facial expressions are better, but go back to your show choir days.
I have super unexpressive facials, and that's always been a problem. I remember being called a doorknob by one of my directors because I had no facial expression.
I get it. You were talking about being monotone,
Yeah.
and someone told me I'm monotone, and I'm like,
See, I don't think someone told me I'm monotone, but I don't think I'm monotone. But I definitely know I don't have a lot of different facial expressions.
I think if you have even an ounce of monotone, then your facial expressions are just kind of shit.
Yeah.
And then, cause like, I don't think I am, but then I'll hear myself and I'm like, ew, gross. So, be more expressive, be more, try to use your face. Use it a lot more.
Good.
Definitely when you're talking about your grandma in that scene, your face got like, it's time to be serious.
It is serious, Tom. Grandma.
And then when you're over here,
Yeah.
you're more so talking about like, when you're mid-size being unhealthy,
Yeah.
this is also a point where you need to think, be sad.
I can do that.
Not necessarily be sad, but serious.
But like more serious.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely know I carry a more comedic tone usually,
Mm-hmm.
which is not good for like, that's why I tried not to do a comedic presentation, like as a whole, to like counterbalance that, because I can't do all my presentations like Betty White.
Betty White was iconic.
She is. She's still an icon to this day. Okay, yes.
There's
So,
something else I was gonna say to you about, like, okay, when you're talking about Barb, that's a point to smile
Bye.
and be goofy because you're saying something that's funny. And then when you're talking about like, you said I don't Barbie.
Like when I called her the thick queen, should I like get like sassier?
Yeah, that's something I'd be like,
Like
and
the
this
thick
is
queen.
who she is. It's, you gotta bring life.
Yes.
You have everything else. Just think of it like, I don't know.
I love it. I appreciate the critiques.
Are there questions or thoughts?
One thing that I think I might need help with, that, because how much more time, we have like 30 minutes left, is maybe going through my slides and like actually pinpointing down what I'm gonna say on each slide. I'm writing them on my speaker notes, that might be helpful. And then that way you can like tell me also while I do it side by side, you can just like, I can write it and then you can tell me like, oh, do this here.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can like watch it, do you think we could do that?
Yeah, probably.
Sweet. Okay.
I think
Awesome.
this slide's good. I don't know if I would put anything.
Oh yeah, no. I just want to keep it like more simple on the slides, but the problem is with a lot of the images, they're not like horizontal, they're vertical, so I have to like compensate with background colors. So, okay. So we'll do like one slide at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is in presentation sim or not, but I'm not someone who likes dark colors on slides.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer lighter colors.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like background colors wise.
Yeah, I think it just like depends, cause like on this one, I feel like she's big enough, that sounds really bad, but like she's big enough that if it's dark on the back, I realize I'm not using the projector. On this one, that
Oh,
even
yeah.
though there's a dark background, it won't be too
Yeah,
bad.
no, that's fine. But I'm
But-
talking about like when you have words on it and
Keep
it's
it
dark.
light.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got you.
Or if do the opposite. Some people will do like a green words and then like a purple background, but the purple
That's
will
so
be at the
gross.
same richness, so then it's like I can't see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
No, I got you. Okay,
But
perfect.
I think you already know all that because you're a PR major.
That's literally, there are so many bad presentations that I see in my classes like every day, so that's annoying, but, okay. So if there's any way too, just so we can see kind of how the time is, if you like start and then stop it, maybe.
Do you want me to
while you
lap
write
it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Per slide?
Yeah. If we go one by one, I don't know if lapping it will necessarily like work, but like starting and stopping it maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can like, yeah. How do you like do that? Yeah. It will keep going, right?
I think
As long as you don't reset it.
Wait, hold on. Start, stop,
And then
start, stop. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay, and then I can try to use the room more on this too. I just won't have the ability to transition as fast.
Okay.
Okay. So, skinny legends over there, mid-size, fat.
Yeah. Or you can use the slide.
Mhm.
What the hell do you call this? The projector
Yeah.
screen as like your stapling point.
Mhm.
I
So
think
like
that'll
when I'm
help
on
you.
this side, have like the bigger woman on that side to like weigh it differently, and then have.
That's not what I was talking about, but you could do that.
Okay, we got it. We got some ideas rolling.
But I was just saying for like helping you know where to stand,
Mhm.
I would use projector screen
Yeah.
to like help you. Because when you talk about mid-size, stand in the middle of the projector
Yep.
screen.
Perfect.
Or I can't remember at what height is that.
I don't know. I was thinking like I'm gonna try to step away because I don't want to be on the screen where like the light hits my face, but like
Yeah.
stepping away so it's like closer to it. It shouldn't be that bad,
Yeah.
and I should be able to reorient. My biggest fear is that I'm gonna start doing one of these. I'm so bad about turning, but I don't look. But I'll like turn my body and I'll be like, yeah, it's back there. Okay, first slide. Okay. Hi, I'm Emma Austin, and I'm fat. Well, maybe. So that's just the first slide.
Okay.
So what do you think about like that as the first one? Do you think that introduction has enough punch?
Are you supposed to say your name? I can't remember.
I don't think you're supposed to, but for me, I think because I was trying to do like a personal story, it, like to tie it back to I'm Emma Austin, like I'm not fat, I'm not skinny, I'm mid-sized. But does that sound like corny?
I think I would put your name in later rather than the first thing you say.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm Emma Austin isn't going to grab anyone.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's her name, I don't give a shit.
Hi, I'm fat. Honestly, I can just start it like that. Do you think that'll be like more?
You could just say, I'm fat. I think that would like more so be like, oh, she's coming to play.
I'm coming for you. Okay, so I'll try that one again. So, I'm fat. Well, maybe. I may not look like Tess. Why am I? Yeah, why? I almost called her Tess Christine. Tess Holiday, who is quoted as the pinup woman of the curvy community. That sounds so much better. But I'm trying to say plus size and not curvy. Plus size.
Curvy community, you could change it.
Curvy
Around
community
speech.
does sound good.
It does sound a lot better. Alliteration is, I always think, a good thing. But I'm an English major, so I'm a slut for those things.
We love alliteration. I love that.
I love alliteration and I love symbolism.
What did I say? The pinup?
The pinup, I think you said like the pinup goddess of the curvy community, pinup icon, pinup something like that.
Yeah, I'll just say like the pinup icon of the curvy community. And
She's a
don't
mom too. Oh my god.
like she's really freaking cute.
Yeah, she is.
The thing is about all these like plus size women that does bother me, but I'm not gonna talk about it in my speech, is the fact that they're all like really pretty in the face, so no crap, they're like successful in their careers.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. Okay, and then Chrissy Metz.
Yeah. I also love, what's her name? She's pregnant.
Ashley Graham.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Did you know Ashley Graham is actually size 16, so she's technically not mid-sized. I did my research, I wanted to put her on the thing, but I could put her on the fat thing. But also, I don't know, she's like too borderline.
Yeah.
Is it like, if I put her on the side, do you think it'd be like too close to like the sizing? Because she is just like one size different.
Yeah, probably. I was just saying,
But
because
she
I
is
love her.
She is a queen. Okay, so
I I think the first example of like a plus size woman is that blonde girl who was in a movie and everyone was obsessing about her that doesn't help you at all. Kate Upton.
Oh yeah, she's literally a size 14.
She is like the first person I remember. Yeah, and I think that's what brings her to being a 14.
Yeah.
But she's the first example that I remember of someone being mid-sized and being like in the light.
She was like a pinup girl because she was the first plus size woman on Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
She's
hot though.
She is. Good looking gal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll just start it over. I realize, is this being beneficial? Yes. I'm gonna need to zone it in.
Wait, your screens.
Oh, that's alright. It's 5694. That's how you open the
Wait, you
garage
have
door.
notifications happening.
Ew.
I'm not reading them, by the way.
It's alright, it's just my work. You're talking about the holiday gift cards. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool beans. Okay, so we're starting with I'm fat. I'm fat. Well, maybe. I may not look like Tess Holliday, the pinup icon of the curvy community, and I might not have the same body type as Chrissy Metz, who we fell in love with every single week on This Is Us. I'm just gonna have to say that on the side. But I'm not skinny. I don't have abs like Winnie Harlow, and if I dressed up like Emma Chamberlain in this, we'd be seeing a lot more roles. And if I put on this silky, streamlined dress like Zendaya, it'd be more curvy than streamlined. But I'm not fat, and I'm not skinny, so I guess that makes me fat-ish. Fat-ish, bigger, curvier, wait, no. Oh my god, I'm missing out. It's alright. Curvier, bigger. Words adorned with an ISH or an ER have always been used as adjectives to describe my body and to describe me. But when I was growing up, I didn't fit into either fat or skinny. And it wasn't until a few years ago that I heard a term that made it all make sense. I'm mid-size. By definition, someone who is mid-size is someone who fits into size 12 to 14 clothing. And you may be thinking, that's just two numbers. So why does it matter to have a place? Well, in fashion, straight sizing stops around a size 10 and trickles into size 12. And plus sizing technically starts at a size 14, but more realistically, it starts at 16. So the women who are in size 12 and 14 are kind of in between. They're mid-size. And you may be thinking that that's not that common, but the average woman in America is a size 14. So there's a lot of other women just like me who didn't have a place. And you may be thinking, I just need to stop saying that, and you may be thinking, you may.
Something that you keep saying is
and
to move on your slides. You did it frequently during your like Tess, Emma, Winnie slide change.
Yeah.
You'd say and this person and this person.
Let me go back. I'm gonna try to do it without the ands.
Yeah.
If I can nail down this first section.
Forget your ands and your so's.
My ands and my so's.
Don't get an in there or we're quitting.
Stop fillers. The is the most obvious filler, but I use like, so, and, but I haven't said like yet. We're making progress. Okay, let's start it again. I'm fat. Well, maybe. I may not look like Tess Holliday, the pinup icon of the curvy community. My body might not be just like Chrissy Metz, the actress from This Is Us, who captured our heart each week. But if I'm not fat, I'm definitely not skinny. I don't have abs like Winnie Harlow, And if I wore an outfit like Emma Chamberlain's, I would have a lot more rolls showing than that. And if I put on this slinky dress that Zendaya is wearing, it would look a lot more curvy and wavy and streamlined. So if I'm not fat and I'm not skinny, then I guess I'm fat-ish. Fat-ish, bigger, curvier. Those are all words that have been used to describe me throughout my life. Words adorned with an ISH and an ER have all been the adjectives attached to me because I didn't fit in fat or skinny. And it wasn't until a few years ago when I heard the term mid-size that I realized I'm mid-size. By definition, someone who is mid-size is someone who fits in clothing between sizes 12 and 14. And for those of you who don't know, fashion sizing goes from straight sizing to plus sizing. Straight sizing from 00 to 10. And plus sizing from 14 to 32. But what's weird is the straight sizing trickles after the 10, so there's not a lot of 12 options. And plus sizing more realistically starts at a 16. So the women who are mid-size are in between straight and plus sizing. And I am mid-size. And you may be thinking that is just two sizes, why do you need a label or a category? But the average American woman in America, the average American woman is a size 14. So we need a place. And you may be saying, wait, where did it go? Oh yeah, wait. And it wasn't until I saw this model, Iskra, adorned on the walls of American Eagle that I finally felt comfortable being mid-size. I saw someone who looked like me.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you.
Yeah.
This is a moment where you're like emphasizing her, and your face is like adorned on the American Eagle walls.
Adorned on the walls.
I'm like,
I need more awe in my eyes.
Like, this is where a smile wouldn't kill you.
Smile. I'm so bad about that. I'm mid-size. Okay, can I start back on that? I'm mid-size.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't until I saw this woman on the American Eagle walls, Iskra, that I finally felt, this feels so cheese to me. Does it look cheese?
No, it
looks
good. Like you're actually like...
Excited?
Yes.
Okay, because I feel cheese. Okay, perfect.
Probably smile to the point where it feels that way.
Where I feel cheese.
Yeah, where you feel like you're smiling too much is probably where you need to be.
Sounds good, because I do love Iskra. I gotta smile because I like Iskra. Mirror neurons, and they'll be happy. Cool. When I saw Iskra adorning the walls of American Eagle for the first time, I finally felt like someone... Oh my gosh, I need to really narrow this down. Mary's gonna watch this and be like, how has she done any of her speeches before? And the real question is, I'm not sure either. Thank you, Mary. Positive self-talk. But, okay. And it wasn't until I walked into American Eagle and saw this woman, Iskra, adorned on the walls that I felt good. Because I finally saw someone who looked like me. She wore clothes that I was told I could never wear. Instead of covering up in big black smocks, she showed off her body. And that was something I'd never had the permission to do. Then came Barbie Ferreira. She is our thick queen and is featured on the new HBO show Euphoria. Even though she is a model in Vogue, she looks more like me than anyone I've ever seen in a magazine. With Shannon Purser. Even though Barb spent a little bit of time on Stranger Things because she got stuck in the Upside Down, her short stint on that show made a huge difference. And you guys may be thinking, congratulations, so you figured it out.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm like lunging towards the screen.
No, it's okay. when you say congratulations, be like like say it louder.
Congratulations.
More
Okay,
like
maybe
a,
not like that, but
you know, when you do a surprise party.
yeah, perfect. Okay.
Because it'll bring people, if people are being lost,
then
you
I'll
saying
draw 'em back in.
congratulations will like pull them back in.
Yes. Perfect. Congratulations. Obviously, it's gonna be more than that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start back on Shannon Purser.
Okay.
Even with her short stint on Stranger Things, because Barb got stuck in the Upside Down, Shannon Purser made a big impact on me. You may be saying, congratulations! You got it figured out. So I pointed with guns. I just finger gunned the audience. I finger gunned the audience. You may be thinking, what's that? Congratulations.
That congratulations was good, but like.
No finger guns. I got my guns though.
Or you could even go, congratulations.
Congratulations. You figured. Stop pointing. I'm so bad about pointing. Okay, let me do this side.
You may be thinking.
You may be thinking, congratulations, you figured it out. But that's the problem. I'm 21 years old and I'm just finding where I belong in the last couple of years of my life. I didn't grow up with these women. When I was younger, I was always the tallest and the biggest because I grew differently. And because of that, I felt different. But it wasn't until I went shopping with my grandma for back to school that I really noticed the difference. While I was in the mall, my older sister...
Were you clicking it? Because it didn't.
No, I thought I had to click it and then I realized it's not time yet. Because it's supposed to be that line that's like, where do I find clothes? And I want it to go only when I do that, but should I do a blank slide in between here to like give distinction?
Okay, I had a thought and I want to say this first.
Yes.
Because I will forget it. How old were you when you went back to school shopping?
I was in like, I think it was like, maybe like 3rd grade, but I didn't mention the age because it would throw off like, well, I could reorder because I'm trying to think of the order chronologically.
Yeah.
Because I went Justice shopping first.
Mm-hmm.
So I could mention that as a segue to the shopping with my grandma because that's when it like finally picked up and like I realized it. And then I can tie that together. Do you think that would be better if I did the Justice because I was in 2nd grade and then shopping with grandma was like 4th grade?
Yeah.
Let me reorder these really quick.
When did you start, this is a weird question, but when did you start puberty?
Oh my gosh, girl, I literally had my first period the summer before 5th grade. So I was like this, I hit my peak height in 6th grade.
Really?
I was this tall in 6th grade.
So we could talk about, like, say, when I started developing shit.
When I was developing like a woman.
I went shopping with mine. When I started to, like, grow into my body, I went shopping with my grandma.
Yes.
Because I feel like that's when mid-size is, like...
More pertinent.
That's when, obviously, there are mid-size younger women, but I feel like that's when it starts to stick out.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's harder to find clothes that fit you at that point. Cause
do you remember the puberty video that was like just around the corner? Did you have to watch that? I thought about adding in a part about that, but I think it'll like veer too far off. But like the side story with that is like, while we were watching the mandatory health puberty video, the song Just Around the Corner was playing and every girl in the classroom was just staring at me because I had already skipped that step. And like everyone else looked like literally like a baby. And I was sitting over there. That was the only time I had bigger boobs than people. But I'm not going to say that. But
everyone looked like a popsicle stick and I looked like a full figured woman.
And I looked like an ice cream cone. No, yeah, let me reorder these up. But yeah. Okay, perfect. So I'll reorder the Justice thing and then go shopping with grandma and then I'll retie back in with Hollister and then we get there. Okay, let's start back at congratulations. I think this is more than I've ever practiced for a speech. Also, what
I
time?
think it's gonna be, we're at 29 minutes.
Oh wow, we're really gonna hit that. But we also did have a lot of like roll in between.
Yeah.
I'll
probably cut out some points.
Yeah, I'll run through this like one more time for like the notes.
Yeah.
I just think this week should be good because I feel like it's a message that like people don't hear a lot, but it's also like people always say like body positivity and image, so I have to like kind of stick it in a little differently. Okay. I'll start with congratulations. So you may be thinking, congratulations, you figured it out. So what's the point? Well, I didn't have those people when I was growing up. When I was in 2nd grade, I remember begging my mom to take me to Justice because all of these small, skinny, popular girls in my 2nd and 1st grade classes, in my 1st grade class, all wore Justice. And I just wanted an outfit for picture day so I could be popular and skinny like them. So my mom finally did. And when I went to Justice, I was shopping around and tried on a ton of outfits, but everything started to fit a little differently. So when I would put it on, it would work, but it was just a little too tight. Why did I cross my arms? A little too tight. It was just a little too tight. So then I finally found it, my outfit. The only one in the store that fit me just right. Peach pants and a peach top with sequenced butterflies all around and a white undershirt. I was ready for picture day. And as you can see by the smile in the picture behind me, I never felt happier. But that part of me never went away. That when I went to the store, I need to add in like the time so I could be like, that little piece in my brain. That little thought in my brain while I was in Justice of why doesn't this fit, just started happening more and more. When I was younger, so I gotta find the transition, so now I'm in 4th grade. In 4th grade, I went back to school shopping with my grandma. And for a little bit of a side note, I've been this tall since 6th grade, so I've been growing. I was growing. And she sent my older sister and my younger sister to the junior section to find their back to school outfits. And then she sent me to the sales associate where she asked her, where do I find clothes to fit someone like her? Though the comment wasn't meant to be malicious, it stuck by me through a lot of my life. It didn't matter if it was Justice or if it was Hollister or Lululemon today. I always felt a little off by the, what am I doing? I'm trying to think and I'm looking at that wall and it's not giving me any answers. I just need to retransition this. Whether it's Hollister, where I could maybe find a t-shirt, but never pants my size, or Lululemon today, there was something different about me. But it wasn't until my freshman year of high school that I started having major problems. I was